You don't know how to make a princess that bustier, or probably you know how to make a princess that bustier, but you don't know the whole processes. Hello guys, this is the best video for you. So this is actually going to teach you everything you need to know about princess that bustier. It's also going to teach you how to impute the neck and the armhole all at the same time. So guys, I want you to make sure you watch video from the beginning to the end. Don't skip, because if you skip you might lose vital information. Thanks and may God bless you. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe to my channel.
Okay guys, today we are going to be cutting a princess that bustier. So we are going to be doing it in the simplest form. I'm going to be teaching us this topic in a way that each and every one of us will understand it and we will not have any problem while making it. So I'm going to be using this method I call the together method in order to make it. What do I mean by the together method? What I mean by that is that at the end of our drafting, when we are cutting, we are going to be cutting out both the front and the back all at the same time. Do you understand? So that is it. So first of all, what are we going to do? First of all, I'm going to tell us how to fold our material. So how did we cut this one in particular? So we cut this one with just like what we used to cut it. You might be surprised, it's very simple. We cut it with the shoulder measurement. Do you understand? Now, in a situation, as you guys can see, look at our measurement here. You saying it, the shoulder is 14, the round bust, the bust length is 9, the round bust is 34. Are you saying it? The underbust length is 12, while the round underbust is 30. The same thing goes to the half length. Are you saying it? So now, with this shoulder of 14, just use 14 on its own. Do you understand? So that means if your shoulder is 16, use 16 to fold your material. Are you guys saying it? This is actually 14 inches. Okay, now talking about the length, please, I want you to see something. What I'm teaching us, remember what I said, it is a princess that bustier. I'm not necessarily teaching us a gown, nor am I teaching a blouse. Do you understand? I'm teaching the bustier. That means it's going to stop at the half length, which you can use it to make a peplum, to make a gown, do you understand, or anything else you want to make. So it will be stopping at the half length. Do you understand? So now, next thing we need to consider while folding our material is the length of the dress. Now the length of the dress, as we know now, this one is 15 inches. This is not the full length, rather this is the half length. Are you seeing it? So you need to make sure you cut out something that is 15 or more than 15. So as you can see here is up to 17. Do you understand? So that means it is okay. This is how you cut for the front. Now talking about the back, now look at what I actually did on the back. I want you guys to see. Talking about the back, you cut the back, making sure that it is wider than the front part. That is, it should be wider with the 2 inches. Are you seeing it? 2 inches. This 2 inches is for the zipper allowance. Do you understand? Then another tweak I added here is that it is also longer than the front. Do you understand? Are you seeing it? It is actually longer than the front. Now there's a reason why I made it to be like this, for it to be longer than the front. There is this many challenges people go through when they are cutting, or maybe when they are finished making their dress. I don't know whether you have seen a situation whereby when you finish making your dress, you now notice that the front part of your dress, when you wear it, you notice that the front part of the shoulder part, like the shoulder part, is going towards the back, like the back is drawing it. Do you understand? It's not supposed to be. So at the end of the day, the clothes won't be relaxed. So that we want it in a situation whereby the back, a little part of it will be coming to the front, so that when you wear it, it will not be centered at the shoulder line, like exactly. Do you understand? You guys must have seen this thing when we are making senator shirts and the rest. This in a situation whereby the back is coming to the front. Now I want to tell you guys that you don't only use it on all those shirts. Do you understand? You can also use it on bustier. Do you understand? Okay, so that is how we fold this thing. Do you guys understand? Yes. Okay, so now next thing we are going to be doing now is what I call the one. We are first going to be marking out the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope is how slant the shoulder is. Do you understand? As you guys know, nobody's shoulder is straight normally. Do you understand? No matter how your shoulder is, like it is not really straight. Your shoulder must be in this form. Look at it. If this is a neck, shoulder from the neck, it must be slanting down. Are you seeing it? No matter how straight your own is, it cannot be as straight as this. Do you understand? So we are going to be applying it here first. Yes. So in order to apply it, now I want you guys to look at this thing very well. Make sure that your front part is equal with the back part. Are you seeing it? Leaving the extra 2 inches at the down part. Are you seeing it? Now take your pin and hold it. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to be marking out our shoulder. That is 14 divided by 2. Do you understand? This is because we are folding the front part and the back part into 2. Okay. 14 divided by 2 is how many? 7 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now on this 7 inches, all you need to do is to go down. Do you understand? That is the shoulder slope we are talking about. Slant down. Now, for female, you can use 1 inch to 2 inches. Do you understand? Now, for the sake of this particular tutorial, we are going to be using 1 inch. Look at it, guys. Are you seeing it? Okay, so now immediately you get this, all I want you to do is take it from here. Are you seeing it? Place your rule from here. Are you seeing it? From this point. Then make sure you mark it out. Okay, are you guys seeing it? Now when you are done, next thing I want you to do is to use your scissors and then cut it off. Please just do that. And as you are cutting it off, I want you to know something. I want you guys to know something. This thing is very, very important. As you are cutting it off, I want you to know what you have here. I want you to have it in your mind. Exactly what you have here. How many do we have? 2 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay, so now let's cut it off. Okay, now when you cut it off, next thing I want you to do, now look at it very well. Next thing I want you to do is to remove the pin. Okay, when you are done removing the pin, take your front down. Are you seeing it? Take it down. Now make sure it is at the same place with the back part at the down. Are you seeing it? Take it and make sure both of them are equal from the down part. And the extra allowance coming from the back is now at the top. Okay, now use your pin and also hold it so that it will not shift. Okay guys, now you are done. Next thing you need to do is to fold this one out. Are you seeing it? Fold it out so that the back will not be touching the front. Okay guys, are you seeing it? Yeah. Now you are done. All I want you to do is to either use a pin and hold it, do you understand? Or if it can relax you, leave it like that. Do you understand? Now next thing I want you guys to do is look at it. This part is very, very important. If you have any heavy something, do you understand, or anything that has weight, use it and hold your material. Use it and hold your material so that it won't shift. And as you're using it to hold your material, remember what I told us? You have to place this thing so as to be straight. What do I mean by it being straight? You have to maintain what was left here before. How many inches? 2 inches. As you can see, it means that this thing is positioned straight. Are you seeing it? So that's what we need. So all you need to do is to take another weight and hold it like this. Are you seeing it? So next thing we now need to be doing is to mark out our measurement points, which is very, very important. Do you guys understand? Okay, so let's mark out our measurement point. Please remember what I told us. Before you mark out your measurement point, you always need to know that at your shoulder part, you need ½ inch for joining. Do you understand? So that means, look at what that means. That means, since our bust length is 9 inches, it means that you need to add the extra ½ inch for the shoulder joining. Do you understand? Okay, that will make it 9½ Are you seeing it? So make sure you also mark out 9½. And I want you guys to really understand. Look at it. I'm making this thing to be 9½. See, here is. Are you seeing where I'm starting my tape? Yeah. Okay. Why am I doing it like this? Because I want to get a straight line. Do you guys understand? Okay, so make sure you mark out 9½ also. Okay, do the same thing at the under bust length. The under bust length we have here is what? 12 inches. So that by it should be what? 12½. Do you guys understand? Yeah. Okay, 12½. Make sure you mark it out also 12½. Please, I want to tell you that this particular method you are seeing here is a very great method. It's a method that at the end of the day you will appreciate. Now, next thing is the half length. The half length is how many? 15 inches. Now make sure you mark out 15 inches. How many? 15½. Okay. 15½. Okay, now use your rule and connect. As you can see, we have marked out the measurement points. Now look at it. Here is the shoulder level. Are you seeing it? Here is the shoulder length. Here is the what? The bust length. Here is the under bust length. And here is the half length or the waist length, whichever thing you want to call it. Some persons also call it the invisible band. Do you understand? Okay, so now we are done at this stage. Next thing we need to do, who can tell us next thing we need to do? Okay, we need to mark out the bust span. Hope you guys know what the bust span is. The bust span is the distance from the left nipple to the right nipple, vice versa, or from the right nipple to the left nipple. You can either get it by measurement or by chart. We have it in a chart already. Do you understand? So in that same chart we have, for a bust of 34, which is the bust, the nipple to nipple is how many? 7 inches. It means that the distance from the left nipple or from the right nipple to the left nipple is equal to 7 inches. Now, since we are folding our material into 2, do you understand? What are we going to do now? Look at it. 7 divided by 2, which is going to give us 3½. Now mark out 3½. Are you seeing it? Mark out 3½. Now I want to let you know something. If you are using pattern drafts, if you are using a pattern paper, to draft and you want to add half-inch seam allowance after you finish drafting, you just leave it at this 3.5. But if you don't want to do all those things, you want to just cut and start cutting with your material, all you have to do is at this 3.5, add your seam allowance for joining, making it what? 4. Are you seeing it? Please make sure you take that 4 down to the half length. Please just do that. Take the 4 down to the half length. Okay, now when you take it down to the half, all I want you to do, guys, is to look at it. Connect. Are you seeing it? Just connect. You can connect from the bust line down to this point. Are you seeing it? Or you can connect it all the way down. So I'm going to be presenting it with a dotted line. Are you guys seeing it? So let's move on to the next stage. Now the next stage is the construction of the bustier. Remember what I told you guys, whenever you want to construct a bustier, all you need is the upper dart and the lower dart. The upper dart is situated at the shoulder line. Are you seeing it? While the lower dart is situated at where? Under bust. Do you guys understand? So let's mark out for the shoulder. Now when we are marking out the dart point for the shoulder, we need these 3 points in particular. These 3 points are the shoulder part. In order to get for the shoulder, we need what we call the point 1. Are you seeing it? We need the point 2 and we need the point 3. Do you understand? So let's get the point 1. So how do you get the point 1? Please, to get the point 1 is all about the shoulder divided by 2. It's just like that. Your point 1 is your shoulder divided by 2. Now our shoulder is 14. Divided by 2 is going to give us what, guys? 7. Are you seeing it? Now look at it. 7. Now make it the point 1. Are you seeing it? Now the point 2 is shoulder divided by 4. Remember what I said? Point 1 is shoulder divided by 2. Point 2 is shoulder divided by 4. Which in other way also means this 7 divided by 2. Do you guys understand this?
Yes.
Okay, so now shoulder divided by 4 is going to give us 14 divided by 4 is going to give us 3.5. Are you seeing it? And that 3.5 gives us point 2. So we now need to get the point 3. Do you understand? So in order to get the point 3, you don't need to do any calculation. Point 3 is just like in that chart as we said. Do you understand? For a bust of 34, what should be the dart? Is already in our chart. For my online students, I'll make sure I put in the description box. But for you guys, what is for the dart? For a bust of 34, what should be the dart? Yeah? That is how many? 2. For a bust of 34 is 2 inches. That is for the dart. Do you guys understand? 2 inches. Thank you, my dear blessing. It's 2 inches. So all you have to do is to mark out 2 inches from this point. Are you seeing it? Making it point 3. Are you seeing it? So by me looking at this thing, we are almost done with the. In fact, we are done with the upper dart. Are you seeing it? So next thing you need to do is to connect point 2 down to the nipple point. Are you seeing it? This is the nipple point or bust point. Connect point 2 down to the nipple point. Look at it, guys. Take the point 2. Are you seeing it? Connect it down to the nipple point. Are you seeing it? Okay. The next thing I want you to do, we are still going to connect point 3 down to this point, but we are not going to be connected directly to the nipple point. We are going to be stepping up from the nipple point with what? 1. Okay, now look at it. Let's step up with 1. Are you seeing it? Do you guys know why we are stepping up? Because we don't want the bustier to be pointy. That is the reason why we are stepping up. We don't want it after, at the end of the day, you finish cutting your bustier, it will be something like this. Do you understand? We want it to be something like this. That's how a bustier is supposed to be. Do you understand? Okay, that's what we are marking. So immediately you mark it out, next thing you have to do is to do what? Connect this point down to point 3. Hope you guys are getting it. Is it hard?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, we are done with the upper dart. As you can see, look at it very well. We are done with the upper dart. So next thing we need to do is to get done with the lower dart, which is at the under bust. So in order to do that, remember the dart for a bust of 34 is how many? How many did we use at the upper part? 2 inches. So we are still going to put that 2 inches here. Now, but how are we going to do that? We are going to share it between here and here, but we are not going to be sharing it exactly. Do you understand? Out of that 2, we are going to be giving this side 1.5. Are you seeing it? Why we are going to be giving this side half? Do you guys understand? Now look at it. Give this side 1.5. Now look at it. From here, make sure you mark out 1.5. Please, I want you to know this side should always have the larger portion. Do you understand? Of the dart, this side should always have the larger portion. If you want to know the side I'm talking about, the side that is wider than the other side, yes, I should have the larger portion. So do the same thing at the half length, please, guys. Are you seeing it? Do the same thing at the half length. Are you seeing it? So like I said, this side is going to have how many? Half. Okay, now do the same thing at this very side. This side should also have how many? Half. Are you seeing it? Okay, now when you are done, all you need to do is to connect. Connect. Use your straight loop to connect on this particular point. Are you seeing it? Connect like this. Okay. Connect like this. Are you guys seeing it? Now we also need to connect this one. Okay, let's connect. Okay. Do I need to use my rule to connect this one? Straight through? No, you don't need to. You need to use your curve set to connect this one. Do you understand? So you can even use your free hand if your free hand can give you a very nice curve. Do you understand? You can use anything. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a broomstick. Are you seeing it? Okay, I have connected it. Are you guys seeing it? Yes. Such a nice curve. Yeah. Are you seeing it? So next thing we are going to do, we're almost done. Next thing we are going to do is we're going to be imputing the horizontal measurement. As you can see, we are done with that, and the cup has formed. Remember I told you guys, it's all about the upper dart and the lower dart that forms the bustier. So let's impute the horizontal measurement, which is the circumference. So let's start with the under bust. We have under bust of 30 inches. Do you understand? So that 30 inches divided by 4 is going to be how many? 7 and a no 30. Okay, 30 inches is the under bust. Divided by 4 is 7 and a half. Are you seeing it? Now, immediately you are done marking out this 7 and a half. Please hope you guys know that here is a dart. Yes. Do you guys understand? Yes. Here is a dart. So what does it mean? We will cut it out later. That means here is nothing. It's taking our allowance out. So all you need to do is to replace the allowance. How many do we have here? 2 inches. Replace it, guys. Replace it. Okay, then next thing you need to mark out is the body allowance. Do you understand? The allowance you need for the body. This one is for the dart. Are you seeing? So now impute the body allowance. Please let it not be lesser than 3 inches. Let it not be lesser than 3 inches. Please note this. Please, whatever you do on this particular part, do the same thing on the half length. Seeing it? Okay, so next thing I want you guys to do, look at it. Next thing I want you guys to do is to connect it like this. Now connect it like this. Are you connect the both to the point 3? Are you seeing it? Everything is arranged in a way that it will correspond. Connect both of them to point 3. Okay. Are you guys seeing it? Connect both of them to point 3. Are you seeing it? It's as simple as that. Now you have connected it. I know some of us will be asking what of the bust. We did not impute the bust measurement. Now I want to let you know that this method I'm using here now, whether you impute the bust or you don't impute the bust, your bust is going to be correct and it's going to enter inside this. Now, how did I get to know about this? Now look at, let me show you something. Like I usually tell my students, I struggled in order to know how to draft a bustier very well. I struggled before I knew how to draft it very well. I struggled in the sense that whenever I finish making a dress for a customer, they will always complain, no matter the allowance I add at the bust, they always complain that it is fitted, it is so tight. Do you understand? So what I did is that on that bust, I noticed that sometimes when you measure somebody, you guys know that our body used to like kind of fold. Do you understand? Sometimes when you measure with a tape will not enter into one of these folds. Do you understand? Let's say example you get 34. Not knowing that some of these folds, the tape has entered in between them. Then at the end of the day, when you wear the clothes will not enter in between the folds. Do you understand? So now the clothes will enter on top of all of them. Thereby, instead of 34, you notice that your bust is even 35. Or 36. Do you understand? So I've come to realize that whenever I finish imputing my bust measurement, I need to add what I call the bust ease. The ease allowance. Do you understand? What do I mean by that? Let's mark out the bust so that I'll prove what I've just shown you people now. I usually add like 1 inch ease allowance. Now look at it. The bust is 34. But divided by 4 is how many? 8.5. Are you seeing it? Okay. Is there any dart that we are going to replace here? No doubt. Okay, all you need to do is to do what? Impute the body allowance, which is how many? 4 inches. Okay, so how many is remaining, guys? 1 inch. Here I said it is usually 1 inch body is allowance. So now, since I already know that it's 1 inch now, and there's something I've also noticed like a magic. I noticed that whenever you connect from the underbust down to the point 3, what is normally supposed to be left here is what? 1 inch. So in most cases, if I'm cutting on my own, I don't even go ahead trying to mark this thing. But it's because I'm teaching, I want to let you guys know that whether you impute the bust or you don't impute the bust, you always get it right. Do you understand? So please, I advise you, whichever one you are doing, even if you still end up trying to connect your own like this, are you seeing it? It will still come out very well. It will still come out very well, no doubt. Do you understand? But I'm just teaching you this thing based on my own experience, what I suffered, what I went through. So your own might just be different. So either way, this is how to cut a princess dart bustier. Do you guys understand? Okay. So what is the next thing remaining? Fortunately, I'm going to be teaching us how to put armhole on this particular one. So in order to draft the armhole, we start from here. Are you seeing it? Shoulder divided by 2 is how many? 7. Are you seeing it? Now at this point we are going to be adding our ½ inch allowance for the shoulder. Do you guys understand? ½ inch allowance. Okay. Now do the same thing here in order to get a straight line. 7 plus half is how many? 7.5. So use your rule and they connect. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Use your rule and they connect, please. Connect it. You can even connect it up to the bust length. It doesn't really matter at this point. Do you guys understand? Okay. So next thing I want you guys to do is just do the normal thing we usually do on our normal clothes. Do you guys understand? Okay. The normal thing is what? We are going to be marking out our armhole length. And you guys know there are many formulas you can use for armhole length. Example, one of the formulas are round bust. Round bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. This is one of the formulas you can use. Whatever it gives you, you can measure it from here to here. Do you guys understand? But I've chosen to do it in a very easy way. In a way that, look at it, in a way that at the end of the day, whatever you have as your shoulder plus allowance, all you have to do is to put it down directly. So what do we have? We have 7 plus half. That is how many? 7.5. Do you guys understand?
7.5.
Okay.
Yes.
So now look at it. This is the 7.5. All I want you to do is to draw a horizontal line here for the armhole. Are you seeing it? Okay. Draw a horizontal line here for the armhole. Okay. So next thing again I want you guys to do. Look at it, guys. Draw a horizontal line for the armhole like this. Next thing I want you guys to do. I know some of you might be hoping on me, kind of drawing a complete armhole here. I'm not going to be doing that. You know why I'm not going to be doing that? Probably when people start sewing it, people will understand. Because at the end of this particular work, we might end up, after coupling, try to retrim the armhole. Do you understand? It might not be exactly accurate. So we might retrim it. So in other words, see, when we sew this thing, example, if I do a armhole like this, are you seeing it? When you sew this thing, remember here has an allowance. When you sew it, you might be surprised that this one now will no longer stop here, rather it will stop around here. Are you seeing it? So because of that, this thing I'm saying now is not everybody might understand it till they start sewing it. So I'm giving it to you in advance. So in the course of that, what are we going to do? What we are going to do, we have to make it to be longer. Now look at it. You have to make it to be longer with 2 inches or more. Look at it from here. Are you seeing it? Mark out 2 inches. Are you guys seeing it?
Yeah.
From here, mark out 2 inches. Now with a curve, connect it down to here. Are you guys seeing it?
Yes.
Now see this one started from here and stopped here. Are you seeing it? This one I extended with what? 2 inches. Are you seeing it? It's as simple as that. It's not hard. So we are actually done with the armhole. Remember what I told you? When you finish coupling it, it's not going to be like this. You'll be surprised when you finish coupling this dress. This armhole that you see that is passing here, reaching at this point, it will come exactly at this point. Do you understand? And remember, when you finish coupling, you still need to apply your armhole effect. Do you understand? So at this moment, at this point, we are leaving it this way till we finish coupling. Do you understand? So now let's impute the neck. So you guys say that you want a sweetheart neck in front. Okay. Now let's make a sweetheart neck in front. Please, I want you guys to know something. What is even really a sweetheart neck? Sweetheart neck are those necks that are usually like this. Let me show you guys something. Are you seeing it? Am I wrong?
No.
There are necks that are usually like this. When it comes to off shoulder, they are usually like this in off shoulder. Do you understand? That's it. So when it comes to normal round neck, they are usually like. But I want you to know that it's like a normal neck. Do you understand? The only difference, see, look at it. If I remove this point here now, it's not a normal round neck.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you are still going to use that your knowledge of normal round neck to work on it. So now you have to choose your neck width, what you actually want for your neck width. Are you seeing it? Okay. What I'm going to be using as the neck width for this particular tutorial is 4.5. Are you seeing it? Look at it, 4.5. So use your ruler and get a straight line, because what I'm doing now is that I'm forming the neck block. Do you guys understand? I'm actually forming the neck block. So next thing, you need to choose your neck depth. You need to choose whether you want your cleavage to come out show or not. Do you understand? So which one are we going to be using?
7.
Everything. How many?
Yes.
Okay, it says 7. You guys want to use 7. Okay, let's say we are using 7. Okay, you said 7. Okay, let's mark out the 7. This is the 7 bar.
Yes.
Okay, so let's mark it out. Okay, are you guys seeing it? Now what else next thing I want you to do is what? you need to mark out your sweetheart's space. The sweetheart has its own column separate, and each column is like 1 inch. Do you understand? Now look at it. From here, step up and mark 1 inch. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Step up and mark 1 inch. Okay, now look at it, guys. Use your rule and connect. Are you seeing it? From here to here is the total neck. Then from here to here is for the sweetheart. So on this sweetheart own, now make your normal round neck depending on the neck, the way you want it. Now look at it. You can either mark horizontally like this. Are you seeing it? 1 inch. So now this 1 inch, connect your neck. Are you seeing it? But find a way, look for a way to connect your neck using your curve or free hand. Okay, either way. Okay. Get your neck. Are you seeing it? We have gotten our neck. Then now, the magic is just that, sweetheart, look at it. From here, connect to it like this. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
It's very simple, so it's not hard. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, from now, on this point, just connect to this one like this. That is just how to get a sweetheart. So if you guys say you want high back neck, so what it means is that the high means that since this one is 7, the back neck might just be like 3 bar, 2, or whichever one you want. So let me just use 4 in this case. Are you seeing it? Okay, so let me use another marker so as not to confuse anybody. Okay, I know some of you might be surprised that I'm ruling it on this front part. Yes, that's because it's so easy for you to cut the back from the front part. Do you understand? Instead of losing everything. Do you understand? Okay, now look at it. No need of wasting much of our time. This is the back neck. Are you seeing it? Everybody understand how we got this? By diagonally placing it like this. Okay, now look at it. Extend it down to the zipper part because we're actually working on the back part. So next thing you need to do is to use your scissors. Are you seeing it? Cut it out like this. Remember, it's the back part we are working on. So cut it out like this. Are you seeing it? Okay, now it will not be so easy for you to cut out the front part. Because when you're cutting the front part, look at it. You lift it up like this a bit. Okay, now cut it off like this. Are you seeing it? Okay. You guys know what we call the zipper effect. In a situation whereby when you wear a clothes, you normally notice the back part puffing out. In this case, if you don't want it to puff out, you have to do something. You have to apply what we call the zipper effect or the center back dart. It is a dart that is situated at the zipper part of any dress. You understand? That helps the back not to puff like unnecessarily. So in order for you to get it, all you have to do is that from the underbust, look at it. Step in from 1/2 inch to 3/4. Do you understand? Step in from 1/2 inch to how many? 3/4. This is dependent on the shape of the person. Dependent on the shape of the person, whether the person's back is kind of entering inside more or coming out or flat. Either way. Do you understand? So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm using 1/2 inch. Are you seeing it? Okay. Take the 1/2 inch down also here. Are you seeing it? Now take your rule and connect. Take your rule and connect it like this. Are you seeing it? Now gradually rule it this way so that it will gradually fade. Are you seeing it? Okay, so when you are done, take your scissors and then cut it off. Are you seeing it? Now release this part also. Okay, so now let's continue the cutting.
So as you guys can see, we are cutting it. Please, I want you to make sure you follow all the processes we used here. Also, make sure you notch the underbust. It's very, very important. Because if you don't notch it, you might end up getting it very wrong. Are you saying it? Just follow the same procedure and cut. And just know you are cutting both the front and the back together. That means the back is still going to have breast. So make sure you discard these ones. As you can see, this is the front and the back all together. Remember, it's a together cutting. Look at the back. It's also having a bust. Are you seeing it? So we have to remove the bust that the back is having. We have to remove it. We have to silence it. Do you understand? So first of all, use your pin and hold them together. Use your pin and hold it. Okay, now look at it. It is from this under bust to this point. That is where we are going to connect in order to remove the bust. Are you seeing it? Okay, so it's now time to connect it. Okay, use your scissors and remove it. So you can see we have formed the back. That is just it. It's not hard. So guys, I want you to make sure you like this my video, because if you like it, it will be an opportunity for others to see the video. Also, take your scissors and notch the underbust. It's very, very important you do that. Are you seeing it? Notch it out. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. And as you can see, this is the front part, and the front part can be labeled section A, section B, and section C. Just the same thing. Same thing goes to the back. Do you understand? Okay, this is actually how to sew it. Place it like this. Start from underbust, sew up, then come back to the down part. Then as you can see, this is the back part. Please make sure your cutting is very neat. Make sure